Hi and welcome back to Normski TV. Gonna do player ratings for the game yesterday. Rapid Vienna v Arsenal. Didn't do it yesterday. I just feeling a little bit rough, so I didn't get a chance to do the player ratings. Had a bit of a sleep, had a bit of a think about this game. Yeah, oh boy, interesting to say the least. When I saw the team news come out, I was quite pleased actually. I thought, yeah, talking to a couple of friends and texting a couple of friends what they thought about the team. And I said, yeah, it looks like he's got a strong side here in terms of what he's put out. And I was actually quite surprised about the bench as well. Very strong bench as well. Like the likes of Aubameyang, Bellerin. Tierney was on there. So for me, I was thinking, yeah, this looks like we're going out there to do the business. And let's just sort of start off with the team news. Obviously, I got it wrong in terms of my predicted 11, but it is what it is. Arteta's chosen a team, and he knows best. And he played looked like a back four, where he played. Who was in the right back? Cedric Soares was at the right back. He had the Gabriel and Louise, and also at left back Kolasinac. Then in front of them, the four, you had Pepe on the right with Partey and what's his name? Sideways, El Nene. Sorry about this, forgetting names. El Nene and Saka on the left. And then Eddie Nketiah and Lacazette up front. And I thought, is he going with a formation change here, 4-4-2, or was it a 3-4-3? Because by the looks of it, at the end, looking at the game, Eddie seemed to be playing more on the left, obviously with Lacazette operating down the middle and Pepe operating down the right, and Cedric and Kolasinac kind of, well, I was going to say bombing on, more say Kolasinac than Cedric Soares. So it kind of looked like it reverted to a 3-4-3. But I thought there was going to be, when I say lots of goals in the games, when I looked at this, I thought it was a very strong side. Looked like Arsenal were going to go out and do the business and take the game by the scruff of the neck and go and take it to Rapid. The first half, for me, was just really slow, boring. I was just falling asleep. I was just thinking, here we go. Sideways, backwards. It was just really boring. And this is the thing about Arsenal and Arteta and playing this way of football, playing at the back, and the length of time that it takes for them to get the ball forward, it really does frustrate me. And we can't then get attacks going really quick, because then the team, Rapid Vienna, it means that they can get back into their formation and then they look good. Do you know what I mean? And it causes problems, especially on that left-hand side, because it seemed like we was always going down the left-hand side with Eddie Nketiah and Saka, and they were getting, most of the times, they were getting blocked off. It wasn't easy for them. They weren't able to run at the goal or do their stuff, especially Saka. He didn't have a brilliant game. He tried hard, but just didn't have the game that I expected. And it just always seems like they were always going down that left-hand side, and the right-hand side seemed to be devoid. It's like, Pepe, he wasn't in the game, and he had to sort of come, to the middle to try and get involved in the game. And the first half was just absolutely boring, absolutely boring. We go in 0-0 at half-time, and we come back out second half. We start the game. He hasn't made no changes, and you had a couple of, players on yellow cards, and I was just thinking, this referee's a joke as well, just giving yellow cards out for nothing. And I think he was just there for the limelight. Do you know what I mean? Standing there like he's some, I don't know, he's a joker. But we go into the second half, and at 51 minutes, Can somebody tell me what Leno was doing? All right, a ball's played. A pass is played at the back. They're playing in very tight spaces, and I keep saying this with regards to Arsenal. We're not very good at playing at the back, and if we do, we're very slow, and most of our players are not comfortable in the ball. So Leno plays this ball out to David Luiz, and David Luiz plays it back to him. And instead of Leno just sort of using his brains and just clearing the ball, because there was no way there was a pass on. He plays it into the path of one of their players. I think it was Kara or someone who intercepted the ball and played it to Funtas, knocks it in the back of the net. We go 1-0 down. And I'm like, what? Do you know what? I didn't even react. I just sat there and I was thinking, what is going on? What are you doing, Leno? What are you doing? And I just don't think he's very good at playing at the back. He's not good with his feet. He might be a good shot stopper and everything. But playing at the back is just not the one. And the thing about it is that Arteta insists that this happens. He insists that this happens. And until we get that are comfortable on the ball, you know, better teams would have punished us. Would have punished us because we keep doing this thing. It's just like tunnel vision. Yeah, one way of thinking. When you need to go long, but it's just slow all the time, and we go 1-0 down. And I'm thinking, what is going on? What is going on? And basically, we have a situation where, you know, there was a couple of times Leno made two other mistakes. One, I think he cleared the ball straight to a Rapid Vienna player, and if this guy had any nous about him, he would have lobbed him. Lucky enough, he was able to, you know, make the save. And then there was the mix-up between David Luiz and Leno again. David Luiz was 1-on-1 with a player chasing back. Leno comes charging out, trying to clear the ball. I think Luiz had it under control. Leno kicks it against David Luiz. Ball ricochets to the Rapid Vienna. And it's only for David Luiz quick thinking that he was able to turn and clear the ball. You know, it's mad. It's absolutely mad what's going on with Leno. And when I give him his score, it's not going to be a very nice one. Not going to be a very nice one. So the game goes on and whatnot. And, you know, there was far and few chances concerning Arsenal. In terms of our shots on goal, it just wasn't there. Just wasn't there. You know, at this point, Arteta, you know, makes a double change. He brings on, I think it's, who did he bring on again? It was Aubameyang for Eddie Nketiah, I think, and it was Bellerin for Cedric Suarez. So he makes this double change at the 61-minute mark. And 10 minutes later, what's the name? He's fouled. Pepe's fouled. Was blocked off and puts in a lovely floated free kick. And David Luiz, lovely, meets it with the top of his head. Keeper was nowhere to be seen. We go 1-1 at the 71st minute. Absolutely brilliant. We're back in the game. It's 1-1. And 4 minutes later, we score again with a lovely threaded ball from El Nene, pre-assist to Bellerin, who crossed it first time, and Aubameyang was there to tap it in the back of the net. We make it 2-1 and on the 74th minute. And we've turned it around. You know, we've turned it around with these two substitutions coming on, you know, and you know, we win the game 2-1. We see out the game and we win it 2-1. You know, it's a win. It's a win away from home, so I'm really grateful for that. It's a win away from home. In general, in terms of how Arsenal are playing right now, we are a very boring side. I'm not going to say that. It seems as if Arteta is sacrificing the flair to be more what's the word I'm looking for? He's playing more of a kind of passive, safe football. Make sure we defend properly, and he's playing these like it seems like he's trying out all these little styles in terms of how we get the ball out from the back to the front. But we are taking a very long time to do that, moving the ball through the lines. And if it wasn't for a man like Thomas Partey, who every time he received the ball, his thinking was to get that ball forward and get it, a pass. He done one or two passes, what I thought absolutely fantastic. And I think that Thomas Partey definitely was man of the match. He will be my man of the match, followed very closely by Gabriel, who had another fantastic defensive game. So I am going to give the player ratings, and I'm going to start off first of all with Leno in goal. And I'm sorry, mate, with that display, and you play like that against man like Leicester or Man United, mate, I'm telling you, we will get a walloping. We will get a walloping. You need to get your confidence back, but on last night's showing, mate, we're talking 0. I'm sorry. Not even a 1, 0. You can't be doing that. You've got to get your head together. I don't care what anybody says, this man ain't no world-class player. He's nowhere near Neuer. Yeah? If he was, he would be starting as a #1 goalkeeper for Germany. He's nowhere near that. And there's a couple of keepers in the Premier League, namely Emil Martinez, who we let go, who's a lot better than him. And I don't care what anybody says. Okay? Yeah? Leno is not no world-class goalkeeper. Yeah? He's a good goalkeeper at best, but he's got a lot of mistakes in him. And we got rid of the one keeper, and I don't care. Put it in the comments what you think. If we should have kept Emil Martinez, I mean, that ship has sailed now, but should we have kept Emil Martinez and got rid of Leno? Because, mate, I certainly would have done that. He gets a 0 for me. Right back, Cedric Soares, bang average game. The ball was hardly on his side, and even when he did get the ball, didn't really forage forward at all with it, really, and a lot of his stuff just didn't have no end product. Just really hardly in the game, to be honest, and I'm going to give Cedric Soares a 4. Next to him, David Luiz, I think had an okay game, got the goal for us. Okay, there was that dodgy mix-up with him and Leno, but I think he still had a fair enough game, and I'm going to give David Luiz a 6. Next to him, Gabriel, brilliant. Every ball he won in the air, tackle, just cool, not panicking on the ball or nothing like that. And, for me, he deserves an 8. He definitely deserves an 8. Next to him, Kolasinac, who did get forward on a few occasions, but what was quite annoying for him was he never overlapped. So there was no option for Saka, and sometimes he was just cutting in too much. And his reading of the game is just terrible. How he can't read like his defensive positioning. He follows the ball but more than the man, and he gets caught out a lot. And technically he's useless on the ball. He gets the ball under his feet, and he's just all feet and what I don't really want to call it. It just looks like them school kids are playing in the playground and just looks panicky. He just doesn't look assured on the ball, and his end product, as you can see, makes the wrong choices, and his end product is just nil. For me, I'm giving him a 5. We'll talk about now on the right hand side now in the midfield area. On the right hand side, Pepe, he got the assists for the Luiz goal. Again, not getting a lot of service down that right hand side. Sometimes he was I don't know, kind of just running into alleys sometimes. You know what I mean? And I think he just needs to his decision making needs to be a bit quicker. He tried, and every time he picked up the ball, you knew something was going to happen. But again, I keep saying it, his end product. Do you know what I mean? Arteta has to get the best out of him. this £72 million thing is certainly weighing on him, and you know, I'm still waiting to see this £72 million player. And right now, it ain't happening at the moment. I'm giving Pepe a 6. I'm giving Pepe a 6. El Nene, you know, Mr. I call him Mr. Safe. I was talking with a mate of mine, and he was saying exactly, he's a safe player, and that's what he does. I mean, first half, it literally, when he picked up the ball, even in certain dangerous areas, I'm thinking, just play the pass. Why are you frightened to play that forward pass or that angle pass? And he would pick up the ball, stop, turn, play it sideways or play it backwards. Do you know what I mean? And the only time he played a decent ball was that through ball to Bellerin, where, you know, Aubameyang hits the winning goal. And more or less, that's what he done. He's a safe player. You know, he obviously got better in the second half than he was in the first half. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we you know, win the game 2-1 through his pre-assists. I'm giving El Nene, I'm going to give El Nene a 6 as well. Next to him, Partey, for me, the man of the match. This guy knows how to stuff out danger. He was everywhere on that pitch. Right back, left back, middle, driving forward when he got the ball. There was one instant where a ball came over, was floated over the top of his head, and it landed at the Rapid Vienna's forward player. And the tackle that he made in the box, inch perfect, got the ball, won the ball, started the move on again. And every time he got that ball, his only intention was to turn and get that ball forward. And there was a couple of through passes that he made. I'm just hoping that the rest of the players around him, because he was levels above the rest of the players on that pitch. Levels. And there was one point where I was watching the game and I was thinking, as my man regretted coming to this club, because he must be thinking, what on earth was going on here? What on earth is going on here? But I think, you know, we're going to get more from this guy. I'm just hoping that the players around him will step up, because, you know, he, for me, controlled that midfield. Literally controlled that midfield. There was, I think, Arteta made a statement the second half. It was him alone that controlled that midfield. And it's for the other Arsenal players around him to step up. It can't just be on him. But second half, he controlled. So it allowed for the other players to then go out and express themselves. And I'm hoping that this is the way forward. But the attacking players, they've got to do a lot better. On the left-hand side was Saka. As I said, his game wasn't his best game. As I said, running down blind alleys, had a knock. I don't know if that affected him, but it wasn't his best game. You know, tried his best to make things happen, but just wasn't coming off for him in that game. And I'm going to give Saka a 6. Now we go to the front two, and that's Lacazette and Nketiah. Lacazette, I don't know, you know. Sometimes I'm thinking, why would he choose Willian over Lacazette? But I'm listen, I'm not going down that road, because I know, you know, Willian is not a number 9. But Lacazette, if you want to make a claim for your play, you gotta make that ball stick to your feet, yeah, because you just didn't look in the game at all. I mean, literally from the off, the ball's just bouncing off of you. You're just making mistakes. He was unlucky to get the yellow card, because, you know, I mean, the referee again is just a joker. But you got to make the ball stick. And you're coming deep. And then when we are making runs, which was very few and far between, you're not in the box because you're so deep. I keep saying it. You're so deep, you might as well play in goal or play in the defence. You know, you just weren't cutting it today. And for me, you're going to get a 2. Just simple as that. And Eddie Nketiah, for me, I think just the way the system was and the way he was playing out wide, he was literally not in the game. Not in the game whatsoever. Didn't do anything to affect the game or nothing. He was fortunate, shall I say, to not see a red card. I mean, if this was in England and VAR reviewed that, you know, he literally elbowed one of the Rapid Vienna players in the head, and I thought that weren't good. And I was just thinking, man, keep your head about you. Do you know what I mean? That's just petulant what you just did there. You know, you wasn't in the game. It didn't affect the game. It didn't do anything. You know what I mean? And because you was playing out wide, and this is the problem with Arteta messing about with playing people in their different positions where that's not where they play, and you've decided to play him out wide. I thought he was going to play as a front 2 with a Lacazette, but it seemed like everything reverted to a 3-4-3. That's how it looked to me anyway. For me, you get a 2 as well. Just not good enough. not good enough at all. With the players coming on, Aubameyang and Bellerin, I will score those. I mean, Bellerin came on, did his business, defended quite well. There was one tackle he put in, absolutely brilliant tackle, and also setting up the goal for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7 because he did make a difference when he came on with sort of 20, 25 minutes to go. Did make well, actually longer than that, 30 minutes to go. Did make a difference. And so, I will give you a 7. And then obviously we have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who came on and, there was one he hit over, I think he hit over the bar if I remember rightly, but the most important one was the one that he tapped in. And that's where I want to see Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. In the middle of the goal, in the middle of the 6-yard box, putting in those goals. Playing him out wide, for me, at the moment ain't working. Even though I said, he's had 20-plus goals last season from that position. But something's got to happen where we get Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang playing down the middle. It's absolutely... there's a lot of work for Arteta to do, and and we need to get the best out of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And for that, I'm going to give Aubameyang a 7 as well. Coming in and scoring the winning goal. And, we've won away from home, and I'm really pleased about that. The other players that came on, I'm not going to score them because they weren't on long enough, and that was Reiss Nelson came on, Willock, and I think, Willock, and there's one more player that came on, Kieran Tierney, that's right. Kieran Tierney came on. And literally they came on 84th minute, Willock and Tierney, and I believe Reiss Nelson came on in the injury time. So it's not really worth giving them a score, so I'm not going to even score them. Mikel Arteta. Mick, mate, I've said it, listen, I'm just a little YouTuber. I might have no influence, but I'm going to say my views. Mikel, please don't be turning into Emery. Please, man. Please get this Arsenal team playing beautiful football. I get it. I know you want to organise a team and make sure that we don't concede, but we are sacrificing our creativity and our forward play. And there are some stats that I was reading compared to Emery, and you'll be quite surprised that Emery seems to come out on top on some of the stats, and it's something I'll probably want to discuss with a couple of mates, so look out for that. I'm going to try and see if I can link them and actually talk about how Arsenal are faring under Mikel Arteta. But Mikel Arteta, I like the team that he picked, but the problem with Mikel Arteta, he's experimenting too much, overthinking the game and playing players out of position. And, he said, look, I'll take full blame for the Leno era because I want them to play like that at the back. But he also did say that they need to know when to play at the back and when to go long. And it's something that they need to learn and adapt to. But these guys need to learn much quicker. You know what I mean? And I get what you want to do. But sometimes it's just the tinkering with the side and not making... All right, you did make the right decision in bringing on Bellerin and Aubameyang, which obviously saw us winning the game. But going forward, especially in the Premier League, if we're not careful, we're going to get found out. We're definitely going to get found out. I'm going to give you a 6. That's my score, just above average. I'm just going to give you a 6. Just for the fact that you brought on Hector Bellerin and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and they affected the game. And that's it. The referee, you're not even worth scoring. Yeah, you're just there for the cameras. And you're literally just giving out yellow cards like confetti. Joker. Complete joke. You're a complete joker. And you're not even worth scoring. Yeah, it is what it is. We've got Leicester on Sunday. I'm hoping and praying that we do start Partey. Look out for my preview for that and player selection and predicted player selection for that. And we'll see what happens. Big game. Leicester followed by Man United. We've got to win those 2 games and we need to keep intact with those at the top. We can't afford to drop off now. Listen, please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.